The SplashX Skin Bundle releases later this week, but should you buy it? This collection is expected to cost 6,700 Valorant points, which might sound cheaper than normal, but that's because it only has 2 weapon skins, being a Vandal and an Operator. I do like the overall idea and theme behind this bundle. It's something fun and unique, and it is a seasonal skin, even if it isn't summer for everyone right now. I'll focus on the Vandal specifically first, so take a listen to what it sounds like. As always, the audio team did a really good job with this one. It's got a nice and distinct sound to it when you shoot. You can even hear like the wheeze of the air after it pushes the water out. Animation wise for the Vandal, the biggest difference is the reload animation, which I do like, although I notice it is basically identical to the reload animation for Prelude to Chaos. Personally, I think these 2 skins are different enough that I don't mind. It doesn't feel out of place at all. It is just like you're reloading a water gun, but I'm sure some people will have an issue with that, so I thought it was worth pointing out. Then the inspect animation is pretty close to default. You just pump it again as if it is an actual water gun, and in the previews they never even showed off the equip animation, so I would have to assume that is default as well. Also really like that you can see the water inside the gun and it sort of moves a little bit. I would have liked to see it move a bit more and be a bit more like animated and interactive, but maybe that would have caused too many issues with like the graphics and performance. For the Operator, the reload actually made me think for a second this was a Guardian skin instead, with the entire scope missing. And actually, just like the Vandal, this skin shares the reload more or less with Prelude to Chaos. And then yeah, the inspect isn't anything too crazy either. I'll play the shooting sounds now for the Operator because I really like the detail of hearing the water rush in after you shoot. Then just quickly, that brings us to the gloves, and I see the vision here, but personally I don't see myself using these ever because they just cover so much of the screen, and then I'm just not as big of a fan of those glove type melees in general. The sounds on it are pretty subtle and nice, and overall these will probably feel good and fun to use, again, something really unique. I just can't get over how big they are. Now the variants I do really like. Obviously this is meant to be somewhat of a SplashX 2.0, so these colorways feel similar, nice and vibrant. My favorite is probably this black one overall, but let me know which variant is your favorite in the comments. As far as the finisher goes, it is actually going to be interactive, similar to Kuronami, where you get to pop the actual finisher. The agent inside looks sort of funny when they get caught inside the water balloon and they're just bouncing and flopping around. Again, this whole skin line does feel really fun. The kill sounds are also really different, although you can hear the SplashX inspiration if you're listening for it. Now, like I said in the intro, this bundle is only going to have 2 guns and a knife. You could be optimistic and say that at least you don't just buy the bundle and get some random gun you don't care about, like a Bucky and Ares, or you could look at it from the perspective of you normally get 4 guns and a knife for 8,700, but here we are only getting 2 guns and a knife for 6,700. Just depends how you want to look at it. There is also going to be a flex in this bundle, this cute little shark. Unfortunately, Valorant still don't have any previews in game for the animations of this flex, so all we have to go off is this little short that they posted. So overall, I'm not too crazy about these skins, but that's more of a personal preference of the theme as opposed to knocking the skins in general. I think they sound pretty cool and fill a niche we've only really seen before with SplashX, or I guess you could say the arcade skins as well. Even I doubt I'll buy the entire bundle though. I don't use the Operator enough, and again, the gloves are fun but take up too much of my screen for me to love them. I'll probably just stick with the Vandal in this case, but those are my thoughts, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about these new SplashX skins, so let me know in the comments.